Good morning, friends. So I haven't done one of these in a while where I just kind of am like talking as I'm doing my things in the morning. That is really how I kind of started. It's been a while since I did a little video and kind of like chatted while I get ready for the day in the morning. So today I am going to talk about sleep, autism, and ADHD. I myself have ADHD, so I have a really hard time falling asleep at night, staying asleep, and then even waking up in the morning. I could have taken a medicine that really knocked me out and probably have slept, almost collectively 8 to 11 hours and still wake up exhausted. I'm one of those people that would probably function better going to sleep at like midnight and waking up at like 10 o'clock in the morning. But that has been a struggle for me for a long time, and I have not found anything yet that works for me to help me. I find things that help me fall asleep, but I have not yet found anything that helps me stay asleep all night long. But what also probably affects that is we are still co-sleeping. I understand that that is not for everybody, but when it comes down to getting possibly an extra 1 to 3 hours of sleep for myself, by just letting her sleep with me, I would rather have a little bit more sleep. So having a child with autism, it is extremely common that kids with autism have trouble sleeping. And I know some people like to try more natural, some people do medication, some people do no medication. So in January, we started clonidine. It's a really small dose. I think it ends up being like 0.05, so she takes like half a pill. But we started that in January. Prior to that, she would be up anywhere from like 11 to midnight. When she was like a year old, she could be up until 2. And the energy just doesn't stop. She could keep going, she could keep playing, she could keep dancing, singing, jumping, whatever it is. She doesn't really get super tired. She'll have a really busy day and people are like, oh, she's gonna be so tired. No, she won't. Or when she would still take naps, even if it was like she fell asleep in the car and it was a 5 or 10 minute nap, that would give her like an extra like 3 hours for the day. So we made the decision to try something for sleep. I did try melatonin first and wasn't really a fan of that. It made her extra restless. She didn't really fall asleep all that much faster, and she had a hard time like staying comfortably asleep throughout the night. So we did stop with that, and now she has been on the clonidine, like I said, since the beginning of the year. And I probably say at the beginning of the year we were somewhere around falling asleep between 10 or 11. I still track her sleep, so I realistically could go back and see it. Maybe around 10 to 11, and now we are at 8:30. She's 3.5, she'll be 4 in December, so it has really made a huge difference to the point where I even made some eggs for myself this morning for breakfast. She is now waking herself up before the alarm versus before the alarm would go off. I would get up and get everything I possibly could get done for the day, like getting myself dressed, her clothes, her lunch, everything like that, and the last thing I needed was her to be up. And then, I would wake her up, but now she is waking up on her own a lot of the times before the alarm goes off. So I would say for us, it has been successful. Once we have some good consistency with the time frame, I've slowly been moving up, giving her medication about 15 minutes earlier. She takes it right now at about 7:30, but again, she fights it. It's like kicking in and you can see her really like fighting to fall asleep. But it's really made a big difference. She sleeps pretty good throughout the night. Sometimes in the middle of the night she'll get a little restless for a couple of hours, but she's gotten really good with that. So I think once we can tackle that consistently, next will be to work on getting her to sleep by herself. But like I said, I know not everybody is okay with medicine, to each their own. It is what is working for us right now. It is allowing her to be up earlier in the morning, slowly being able to add more ABA time into her day, which again, I know isn't for everybody. She used to not be able to go until like 10:30 or 11, and now we're getting there for around 9:30. If this early morning wake up, well, early for her, somewhere between like 7:30 and 8. If that continues for the rest of the month, next month I will ask them to try and bump her in another 15 minutes earlier. The day there starts at 8:15, so I want to be able to get her to a time frame that is more normal for the morning for kids that eventually she's going to be going to school. So I want to make that morning process easier for all of us. I of course wish that I could sleep later in the morning like I used to, because I have a hard time sleeping at night, but I am glad that we had found something that helps her out. Have you tried clonidine for your children? If you are an adult with ADHD, have you found anything that has helped you stay asleep throughout the night? Because I have tried several things and I haven't found anything yet. like I said, this is based on our experience and this is what works for us. I understand it doesn't work for everybody else out there, but this is what we are doing right now. Feel free to share what works for you. Have a great day, everybody.